Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of uranium, and I'm going to jump right into it. I'll give you my financial opinion. Here we go. So here is uranium. This is the futures contract. You can obviously see the stair-stepping pattern. We've pulled back. This is the weekly. I kind of just threw this guy in there. Maybe we're putting in another pennant formation, which is a consolidation period before the next leg higher. We've got Sprott Physical Uranium Trust. Let's go to the dailies. On the weeklies, we're getting a little bit of buying pressure. Again, we have to see if the buyers can muster up the strength here. We do have momentum coming on down, and now we got to see if the buyers can push this higher or if we're going to roll back over. Now, I don't necessarily have the answer here. We'll see what happens next week. There is a lot of momentum heading lower. The buyers haven't really stepped in mass. We do have a reversal candlestick here, that hammer candlestick. But the buyers didn't push it up as much as I'd like to see. So we'll see what happens. Uranium getting a little bit more sell-off. We could come back a little bit more before heading higher. This would be an excellent, excellent, excellent buying opportunity down here if it were to get to that level. And we could even come as far back as 63, 64. If that happens, I'm going to buy a lot more. CCJ, another one that's getting a little bit of a sell-off. Not a huge selling pressure day. You got to keep in mind the overall markets have sold off, and the overall markets could continue to sell off. So we could be getting dragged lower with it. This has been highly correlated with the NASDAQ and the overall general stock market. Bannerman's finding some support right where it's at. Goviak's moving sideways, getting support right above the support line there. Global Atomic getting a little bit more of a sell-off. I thought we were going to head higher back into the pattern, but again, getting a little bit more of a sell-off here. We could go a little bit lower. Forces Metals getting a little bit of a sell-off here. We'll see where this thing ends up going. This could have a larger pullback. We could pull all the way back, even as much as to 20-something cents. If they decide. We do have some support going across like this general vicinity there, just underneath it at about 45 cents. Pure Point Uranium, another one that's been moving sideways. Deep Yellow, moving sideways down 0.5%. Still looks fine. Paladin Energy getting some buying pressure. That's looking a little bit better. We've got Sky Harbor getting some selling pressure right at support resistance. Alaska getting a little bit of selling pressure. Again, we've got a lot of support in this general vicinity in this area about here. So we'll see if that holds. Next Gen Energy, NXE getting a little bit of selling pressure, 2.5% lower. Coming here, we're just moving sideways. Base load, we could head a little bit lower in base load, getting a little bit of a sell-off there. Fission 3.0, and what I'm looking at, guys, I'm looking at the size of the candlesticks. I'm looking at, like, this is a bearish engulfing candlestick here of the one before it. Again, we're pretty low. Sometimes these throw false signals in these really small companies. This does look like kind of a pattern that may pull back and then eventually head higher. But we're above the breakout on the long term. This is the long term. We're still above the pattern. We're still above the breakout. And that's usually where you want to buy. We've got Fission. Fission is still getting a little bit of sell-off today. This looks like a reversal candlestick there. That's a nice, good bullish engulfing. We still could move higher, but it depends on the overall markets. Depends highly on the overall markets. And I'm going to release an overall market update tomorrow. We're right at support for Kazatomprom. We've got Peninsula Energy getting a little bit of selling pressure. It's only 0.5% down. Boss Energy up 1.92. We're right at this resistance support line. We're going to try to break through that. International Consolidated Uranium looks like it wants to pull back to maybe this support line that I've got in there. Lotus Resources getting a little bit of buying pressure. UROY right at support. We'll see if that support holds. Encore Energy getting a little bit more selling pressure. There it is. UU. And I'm just kind of looking. what you usually see are these patterns that do like this type of move, and then you get like, you know, maybe we're doing that over and over. URG, another one getting a little bit more selling pressure, could pull back a little bit. UEC, a little more selling pressure. Again, I got to see the buyers step in to get bullish on it. LEU, a little bit more selling pressure. The selling pressure is across the entire thing. If I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you say a lot of selling pressure." Well, if the whole thing sells off, I mean, that's basically what you see across the board. LTBR getting some buying pressure here, kind of bucking the trend. ISO Energy heading back. We could head back to support all the way back down there. Appy Energy getting a little bit more selling pressure. We could head a little bit lower. Denison Mines getting a little bit of selling pressure. Could head lower here. Blue Sky Uranium, not much to say there. Forum Energy Metals, we are still in a downtrend. Have not broken that downtrend with support at the blue line. Anfield getting basically going sideways. We've got Laramide getting a little bit more of a sell-off. We're right on support. We'll see if that support holds. Western Uranium Vanadium getting a little bit more selling pressure. That one looks like it could head lower. UEXCF, it looks like we're trying to make a stand here, the buyers. So we'll see if it can hold. Mega Uranium moving sideways just above support. Standard Uranium getting a little bit more selling pressure. Again, right here is about the bottom here. So you could see a bottom at 13 cents or so. We've got ALXCF, another one that is getting a little bit of buying pressure today. Valora Metals, buying pressure, still above the pattern, still looks quite good. Elevate getting a little bit of buying pressure. Again, still kind of in this small little downtrend. And then 92E just remaining flat, holding its ground. But we could head a little bit lower, guys. I mean, the buyers didn't step in here. Selling pressure still persists. We are above a lot of support lines and patterns, so it still isn't, you know, it's still salvageable. Everything still looks okay. The market conditions are still good for this to happen, but we're just early. And riding early, you get all these big pullbacks and moving sideways. So it's just the way that markets work. The market conditions are still good in terms of real estate, inflation, increasing interest rates. We had the overall market pull back on us. I think it is impacting everything. When it was going up, we were going up with it. When it's coming down, we're going down with it. And we're getting to some critical levels where the overall market could pull back quite substantially. And I'll release a video tomorrow on it, on the overall market, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But overall, guys, keep your heads up. I am staying invested myself, and I'm going to ride through it. If you guys like the content, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to my Platinum membership. It's in the description link. If you want to subscribe, you can go to the question and answer session tomorrow. It's at 7 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, and you can listen to the question and answers. I will tape it. I will post it on the website if you can't make it, and you can listen to it on the website. All right, guys, we'll catch you later. This is Finding Value.